You're staring at a blank screen, a deadline looming, and your creative software is crawling like it's running on dial-up. Your iPhone's video exports take longer than the actual shoot. You're juggling 20 browser tabs, a dozen Lightroom edits, and a Zoom call with clients who keep asking, "Can you hear me now?" You need a machine that won't just keep up. It needs to disappear into the background so you can focus on what matters. That's the promise of the Apple 2023 MacBook Pro with the M2 Pro chip. This isn't just another laptop. It's a professional powerhouse disguised as a sleek, travel-friendly machine. Whether you're a video editor pushing 8K timelines, a developer compiling massive code bases, or a creative running dozens of Chrome tabs while streaming music in the background, this machine is built to handle it all without breaking a sweat. And today, we're putting it through the ringer to see if it lives up to the hype. The problem with most laptops is that they're either fast when plugged in but drain your battery by noon, or they're energy efficient but feel sluggish the moment you open more than 3 apps. Apple's been battling this trade-off for years, and with the M2 Pro and M2 Max chips, they've finally cracked it. The 2023 MacBook Pro isn't just incrementally better. It's a generational leap in efficiency and performance. But does that translate to real-world usability? Let's find out. First impressions matter, and the MacBook Pro delivers from the moment you lift the lid. The build quality is, as expected, impeccable. The space gray aluminum unibody feels like a single piece of forged metal, with zero flex in the keyboard deck or lid. The hinge is smooth. The ports are finally practical. MagSafe for charging, 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports for high-speed peripherals, an HDMI port for monitors, and an SDXC card slot for photographers and videographers. It's the first MacBook in years that doesn't force you to carry a dongle bag just to connect to a projector or external drive. The display is a showstopper. The 14.2-inch Liquid Retina XDR panel uses mini LED backlighting to deliver up to 1,600 nits of peak brightness, which means HDR content pops with vibrant colors and deep blacks. Whether you're editing photos in Photoshop or watching a movie on Netflix, the contrast is jaw-dropping. The ProMotion adaptive refresh rate of up to 120 Hz makes scrolling and animations buttery smooth, and the P3 wide color gamut ensures every hue is accurate. It's not just a display. It's a window into your work that disappears when you're in the zone. Now, let's talk about what's under the hood. The M2 Pro chip is the heart of this machine, and it's a beast. With up to 12 CPU cores, 8 performance and 4 efficiency, and up to 19 GPU cores, it crushes tasks that would cripple most laptops. In real-world testing, exporting a 30-minute 4K video in Final Cut Pro took just 12 minutes on the M2 Pro, compared to nearly 40 minutes on a high-end Intel-based MacBook Pro from 2020. That's not just faster, it's a completely different experience. The unified memory architecture means the CPU and GPU share the same pool of RAM, so there's no lag when switching between apps or running multiple intensive tasks. Even with 16 gigabytes of RAM, the system never stuttered, even when I had 50 Chrome tabs open, a dozen Slack channels running, and a virtual machine booting in the background. Battery life is where this machine truly shines. Apple claims up to 18 hours of real-world use, and in our testing, we got close to that. A full day of video editing, web browsing, and light photo work drained the battery from 100% to about 20% after 14 hours. That's not just impressive, it's unheard of in a machine this powerful. Whether you're on a cross-country flight or working from a coffee shop, you won't be hunting for an outlet every few hours. Let's talk about real-world use cases. If you're a developer, compiling large code bases is a breeze. Xcode projects that took minutes on older Macs now build in seconds. If you're a photographer, Lightroom Classic handles raw files with ease, and the GPU acceleration means you can apply complex edits without waiting for previews to render. Video editors will appreciate the seamless performance in Final Cut Pro and Premiere Pro, especially with the M2 Max model, which doubles the GPU cores to 38 and bumps the unified memory up to 96 gigabytes. That's enough headroom for 8K workflows and complex motion graphics. But it's not perfect. The notch at the top of the display still irks some users, though it's less intrusive than you'd think. The keyboard is fantastic, but the lack of a touch bar might disappoint those who relied on it for shortcuts. And while the speakers are excellent, they're not quite as immersive as the ones in the 16-inch model. The price is also steep, starting at $1,999 for the base model, and that's before you add upgrades like the M2 Max or extra storage. If you're on a budget, this isn't the laptop for you. How does it stack up against the competition? The Dell XPS 15 and HP Spectre X360 are strong contenders, but they can't match the M2 Pro's efficiency or the MacBook Pro's seamless integration with the Apple ecosystem. The Razer Blade 15 is powerful, but its battery life is abysmal compared to the MacBook Pro's all-day endurance. And while Windows laptops offer more port flexibility, none of them can match the MacBook Pro's performance per watt or the polish of macOS. So, who is this MacBook Pro for? If you're a creative professional, a developer, or anyone who needs a machine that can handle heavy workloads without compromising on battery life or portability, this is it. It's not just a laptop, it's a productivity multiplier. The M2 Pro chip, the stunning display, the all-day battery, and the seamless integration with your iPhone and iPad make it a no-brainer for anyone serious about their work. If you're still on the fence, ask yourself this: how much time do you waste waiting for your laptop to catch up? How often do you have to close apps just to keep your system running smoothly? The 2023 MacBook Pro with M2 Pro isn't just an upgrade, it's a liberation. It lets you focus on what you do best without your machine getting in the way. Ready to make the leap? Head to Apple's website or your nearest Apple store to see it in person. And if you found this review helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more in-depth tech breakdowns, and let us know in the comments what you'd like us to test next. Your next powerhouse laptop is waiting.